In 2010, Benny Hsu, like many of us, was struggling to get by with his job. But fast forward to 2013, and Hsu made $100,000 in less than half a year. He was getting more and more successful by the minute, as if he was unstoppable. And today, Benny Hsu is an example of just one of the many people who managed to turn their life around by dropshipping t-shirts. Hey everyone, I'm Grace from PrintBest, and in this video, I'll be going through the inspirational story of Benny Hsu, how he made it to the top, and what you can learn from his journey. Before we begin though, make sure you hit this thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to be notified every time we upload a new video. Share this video with your friends so they can also be inspired by Benny's story. So without further ado, let's dive into the video. Before Benny Hsu turned into a successful t-shirt entrepreneur, he used to work at his family's restaurant, just barely getting by each month. Initially, he started creating apps for the iOS App Store back when it was still pretty new, which brought him a lot of success early on. That's why Benny decided to shift his focus towards developing apps for a living, and he quit his job at the restaurant. But unfortunately for him at the time, he was never really able to replicate the success of some of his earlier apps. Because of this, Benny started looking for other mediums to earn money, and he came across a pretty interesting new concept: dropshipping. If you don't already know what dropshipping is, it's basically when you own a store, but you don't actually keep any of the products that you sell in advance. Instead, you basically let your dropshipping service take care of fulfilling all of the orders as soon as they're placed in your store. Essentially, all you have to do is find customers, set the prices, and sell the product. Over here at PrintBest, we offer a similar service. If you use PrintBest, you can create t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, and all kinds of other things with any kind of design that you want. And then you have them listed on your online store. As soon as an order is placed in your store, PrintBest will be automatically notified, and it'll have the product printed and shipped within 2 days of the order being placed. Essentially, Benny Hsu used a very similar service to PrintBest. At first, he didn't have that much success. He started creating design after design with Facebook ad campaign after Facebook ad campaign. Seemingly no one was willing to buy his t-shirts at first. But despite the initial setback, using a dropshipping service instead of just placing the orders himself gave Benny the luxury of trial and error. If something didn't work, he could just try out a new design, and the only money he would be losing was the $10 he spent on Facebook ads. So Benny, on a whim, just came up with the idea of trying to target a very specific niche: butchers. He created a rather plain t-shirt with a text that said, "Feel safe at night, sleep with a butcher." The design took him 5 minutes to make on Photoshop, and as soon as he placed the Facebook ad for it, he managed to sell 17 t-shirts to make a profit of around $30. That might not seem like much, but it gave Benny an idea of what actually works. Eventually, he started to target more niche audiences, and despite having a few failures in between, he managed to end that month with a total profit of over $1,000. For the following few months, Benny basically did what he was already doing, but he turned it up a notch. He kept doing more research about all of these little niches, creating t-shirts for them, advertising them, and boom, they would sell like crazy. His sales kept increasing each month, because that's the entire beauty of dropshipping. Once you figure out a formula, you just keep getting better and better at it. He ended up earning over $100,000 in profit alone, with a total revenue of over $150,000. This profit is after all of the money he spent on advertising his t-shirts, which was crucial to his success. From what he said so far, Benny Hsu mainly used Facebook ads to promote his products, since Facebook ads can allow you to target very specific niche customers. The reason why Benny Hsu's story is so captivating and inspirational is that it actually gives us a lot of lessons that we can use in our own businesses. Although Benny's examples can be used in almost any business, if you're interested in starting a t-shirt business, you need to hear some of the key takeaways from his journey. The first major lesson from Benny's story is that even if you have a few failures at the beginning, there's always a chance for you to turn things around. Benny was able to do this because he picked a route that wasn't very risky: dropshipping. At the beginning of your career, you don't really have a lot of opportunities to take risks, which is why dropshipping is so great. You can experiment with all sorts of different products, whether they sell or not. The only money you'd be spending is a minimal amount on advertising those products. This brings us to our next lesson. Benny, time and time again, emphasized how vital advertisements are to a successful dropshipping business. In most cases, Benny didn't have to spend a lot of money at all to advertise his t-shirts. His first few ads only cost him $10, and while he did eventually spend more on ads, his sales also saw a similar increase. When your business is new, you don't really have an established audience that's willing to just buy your products whenever you put them out. And that's why creating advertisements or just finding ways to promote your business is the best way to get your products out there. And finally, another great thing we can all learn from Benny Hsu's story is the importance of finding a niche. For a t-shirt dropshipping business, finding and targeting different kinds of niches is extremely easy. The thing is, you can target all kinds of different customers at once. On one hand, you could be selling pony-related t-shirts to little girls, and on the other hand, you could be selling t-shirts for 60-year-old golfers. There's really no limit, and it's the reason why Benny Hsu was able to earn so much money in such a short amount of time. He basically expanded his entire customer base rapidly. So at the end of the day, it's clear that Benny Hsu's success wasn't just some sort of fluke. Benny entered a competitive industry and he managed to succeed by picking the route with the least amount of risks involved. He played his cards right, and even after a few setbacks, he was able to play the system and get rich in the process. If you want to learn more about Benny, he has a blog and a podcast called Get Busy Living, and I highly recommend that you check it out. And that's a wrap for this video. What's the biggest lesson that you learned from Benny Hsu's story? Please let us know in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon to be notified every time we upload a new video. We'll see you next time.